stop buying coriander powder. With just an air fryer, you can make it at home, full of flavor, and store it for months. Hello everyone, it's Nancy here. If you've ever bought a bunch of fresh cilantro only to see half of it wilt in the refrigerator a few days later, then today's kitchen tip may be perfect for you. Today, I'm going to share a simple way to turn fresh cilantro into fragrant homemade cilantro powder using an air fryer. Let's get started. First, prepare about 1 kilogram of fresh cilantro. Before drying, take a little time to carefully sort through the leaves. Remove any yellow, wilted, or damaged leaves, and keep only the fresh green ones. The fresher the cilantro, the better the flavor and color of the finished cilantro powder will be. Next, cut off the roots. But don't throw them away. Cilantro roots actually contain a lot of aroma and flavor. I like to save them for soups, broths, marinades, or simple stir-fries later. It's a small kitchen habit, but it helps reduce waste and make better use of the entire cilantro plant. Now take a close look at the stems. If the stems are thin, soft, and tender, you can leave them on. Soft stems dry very well and blend easily later, so they are perfectly fine for making homemade cilantro powder. However, if you notice thick or tough stems like these, it's better to remove them. Thick stems hold more moisture and usually take longer to dry. They can also make the finished powder feel rough instead of smooth and light. This small step may seem simple, but it really makes a difference. When the cilantro dries evenly, the cilantro powder keeps a fresher green color, smells more fragrant, and becomes much easier to blend later on. After trimming the cilantro, it's time to wash it thoroughly. First, I fill a large bowl with clean water, then add a little white vinegar. Vinegar helps clean the herbs more thoroughly and can remove dirt and residue more effectively than plain water alone. Place the cilantro into the bowl and gently move it around with your hands. Try not to rush this step. Soak the cilantro for about 5 minutes so the water can loosen the dirt trapped between the leaves and stems. This is the result after a few minutes of soaking. Look at this tiny particles of dirt or sand settle at the bottom of the bowl. That's exactly why this step is so important. After soaking the cilantro, remove it from the water and rinse it again under clean running water until the cilantro looks fresh and clean. Then place it into a strainer and let the excess water drain off. Now I'm going back to the cilantro roots that I saved earlier. Instead of throwing them away, you can store them for future cooking. Simply rinse them clean, gently pat them dry with a paper towel, then wrap them in another dry paper towel before placing them into a zip bag or airtight container. If stored this way in the refrigerator, cilantro roots and stems can stay fresh for up to 4 weeks. Later, you can chop them into soups, stews, sauces, or broths, whenever you want to add extra flavor. This habit helps reduce waste while making your kitchen feel more thoughtful and practical. Do you ever use cilantro roots instead of throwing them away? Share with me in the comments and let me know what you usually do with them. Now that everything is ready, I'm going to move on to drying the cilantro in the air fryer. After letting the cilantro drain off some of the water, I use a kitchen towel to pat the leaves dry. This helps the cilantro dry faster and more evenly later on. Next, spread the cilantro evenly in the air fryer basket in a thin layer. Try not to place too much cilantro into the basket at one time. If the basket is overcrowded, the air will not circulate properly, and some parts may dry unevenly. If needed, it's better to dry the cilantro in smaller batches. Set the air fryer temperature to about 160 degrees Fahrenheit, around 70 degrees Celsius, and let the cilantro dry for about 1 hour. During the drying process, open the basket halfway through and gently stir or flip the cilantro. This small step helps all the leaves dry evenly and prevents some spots from becoming too dry, while others stay soft. When the cilantro is completely dry and crispy, it's time to turn it into powder. First, place a strainer over a plate. Gently crush the dried cilantro with your hands and sift it through the strainer. This helps create a finer powder while removing any larger pieces left behind. Do you see that? The beautiful fresh green color and fresh cilantro aroma become even stronger. The scent feels warm, natural, and much fresher than store-bought herb powders. Next, place the cilantro powder into a clean, dry glass jar with a tight lid. Glass jars are especially good because they help protect the powder from moisture and keep the flavor fresh longer. Make sure the powder has cooled completely before closing the lid to prevent moisture from building up inside. When stored in a cool, dry place, the powder will keep its wonderful aroma and be very convenient to use anytime while cooking. You can sprinkle it into soups, stir it into sauces, mix it into salad dressings, or sprinkle it over fried eggs for extra flavor. Just one small spoonful can bring a fresh, homemade herb flavor that makes simple meals feel warmer and more delicious. Sometimes the simplest kitchen habits can help save money, reduce waste, and make everyday cooking much more enjoyable. I hope this simple air fryer method helps make your cooking easier, more practical, and more comfortable every day. Thank you for staying with me today. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video.